Getting here is not.
Getting here was not an easy week. You think I can get it on that hat?
You're not chairs.
You might want to just grab your microphones and then, yeah.
Are ready?
There it is.
Okay. Not that we're gonna have a lot to say, but just remember to speak into the microphone, please. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Karen, are you here?
I'm here.
But I'm not.
Yeah, just ask her.
Can you hear me?
Karen?
Yes, can you hear me?
Maybe there's no sound.
Hello?
The microphone's off.
When Kate first and Karen.
Oh, there's, hi, Karen.
Hi, can you hear me?
Okay. Welcome everybody to the August meeting of the Zoning Board of Review. I'm Kate Atwater Butcher, Chair. We have Jen Brady, our zoning official. Karen Browning, our attorney, is on the YouTube, the Zoom. It's not Zoom. Zoom. And I'll let the rest of the board introduce themselves.
Robert Lamoureux.
Robert Closter.
Judith Zeriner. Susan Bush.
Stevie Coffey.
Mark McGuire.
This evening, we have, just for some housekeeping, two public hearings scheduled for the evening, Block Island Housing Board, Plat 18, Lot 2-3, and Mark Masiello. Both of those are going to be requesting a continuance. So if anybody's sitting here waiting to hear something about that, they won't be going forward. I will make a motion to schedule Block Island Housing Board Plat 18 2-3 West Side Road application for a special use permit under section 405 affordable housing for construction of 8 duplexes. 8 duplex structures creating a total of 16 rental units restricted to year-round residents. We're gonna I'll make a motion to schedule that to Joe. Is that going like 2 months? Oh, it's not you?
It's going, Block Island Housing Board, September 22nd.
I'll make a motion to schedule it to September 27th, you said?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Mark Masiello, Plat 15, Lot 132, fire number 997, Old Dunn Road, 1-year extension of the zoning decision dated July 28th, 2022 for an application for a variance from sections 306C to demolish an existing single-family dwelling and 2 sheds, construct a single-family dwelling, accessory residential structure, pool, and 3 accessory structures. They're requesting a continuance to September. I'll make a motion to schedule that to the September 27th meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great.
Real quick, Kate, do we have to hear this application again?
No.
Joe?
Extension.
I don't.
Just an extension.
Entire application, they simply presented to explain to you why we need the 1-year extension,
Okay.
That's it.
Why do you ask for continuance?
because he wasn't able to be.
Because it wasn't
Advertised. It wasn't advertised.
Oh,
okay. The first,
Yeah, if it makes a difference, I won't be here for the 117 meeting. Okay. Is anyone recused on housing or Masiello?
Reviews on housing.
I am not recused on housing. I possibly am recused on Masiello. I'm still waiting to find out.
Okay.
Okay, the first application of the evening is 1167 Grace Cove Road LLC, Plat 19, Lot 72-1, fire number 1167 Grace Cove Road. Application by David J. Beck and Deirdre EBEC for a special use permit under sections 513D, 306E, 401 to convert an accessory residential structure to an accessory dwelling unit.
Disregard my notes.
Okay.
There are already 3 existing structures on the property, an accessory residential structure, an accessory dwelling unit, and a principal dwelling unit. Turning this into what is now a 513 accessory dwelling unit, the accessory residential structure will result in 3 dwelling units on the lot, therefore requires a special use permit.
Okay, and from doing the math, it's going up what is that?
We're basically removing part of a deck, putting a small addition. There's a very small increase in size on the site. It's about,
0.89 to 0.99.
yeah, we're going from 488 feet in the building to 573, but part of it will be removing the deck.
Okay, just
And
make
we're,
sure you,
we're right at the limit, and
You
we've
get-
measured carefully, and we're worked on basically the old recorded survey.
okay, just come prepared for that one.
Heard it before.
Okay, it is a special use permit, so we have a checklist to go through. List of names and abutters have been submitted to all variances, modifications, and special use, all that stuff has been submitted. There's a declaration of covenants and restrictions already on the property for the actual original building on the property is a accessory 513. The composite site plan has been submitted. Proposed and existing structures shall be indicated. That's been submitted. Spatial requirements has been submitted. Land disturbance, there minimal land disturbance was to be happening, I'm guessing, because it's an existing.
We already have existing septic systems,
Right.
so we're not gonna do a septic system. And we've got you the 200-foot area, but we were asking not to have to show the
Okay.
wells and within 5 and septic within 400 feet.
Anybody have any issues with that? Okay. The septic systems plan has been submitted on, that's where the benchmarks are. Zoning official. Statement from the zoning official, variances and modifications, etc. There is, do we have that yet?
We've requested it.
You've requested it. You're
I haven't
gonna
seen
go on
it.
it. It's okay.
There actually was not one. I think this was one that was created as an accessory residential structure, so that it was allowed as of right. So, is my understanding, I did not see a zoning decision that created
It
that.
wouldn't, it didn't come before us.
I
because
only
it-
saw the declaration that
it
it
was-
was appropriate. I don't know how it was granted.
It was just a garage. It was just a garage that John and Judy built. And. Right, but it didn't have a kitchen in it. And then they had the little red building. That was the original, and then they turned that into a 513 when they built the house.
This is, I'm confused, and then just the terminology
Yeah.
of the on-site application.
Yeah,
But the ADU that you're here about, that'll make the third, dwelling unit on the property.
Right.
That's the little red cottage, or that's the 2-bedroom over the garage?
I think it's the Little Red Cottage.
no,
No, I'm wrong. I don't know.
it's the 2-bedroom over the garage.
Okay, yeah, and it's the smaller of the buildings. It's the one nearer the road.
It's,
That's the little red.
that's already got the ADU. That's already got the 513 on it. I thought.
I think it's the other way around. These the plans I was given show it the other way around.
Why I think the- but it is the-
I don't remember hearing. it
I did not, I
before,
searched the record, did not find the zoning decision.
The,
Well, there was a declaration, well, then there was a declaration of covenants showing that it was limited. That I have gave you, and that is in the file, right?
the property contains an accessory apartment located on the cottage on the southwest corner of the lot, which is the red cottage. Because the barn would have been built.
I will know the answer when I come before you.
Yeah, no, I know exactly. So this is the
And
original house.
I'll revise the application to reflect that,
And then
yes.
they built this and,
Accessory
Lynn Fletcher's ex-husband
Yes.
lived in here,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they built that.
Right.
But that always had the
Okay,
513 on it.
I'll file an amendment in the next week or so.
So
to
they're
have it
applying, I
anytime.
thought they're applying for the unless they move the kitchen already.
At that time, when it was full.
And I wasn't involved with it beforehand, so, but and,
Okay, we just be really clear about that for the hearing.
well, I'll actually amend it beforehand, so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, utility and disposal plan, the OWTS plan and ISDS plan has been submitted. Architectural plans have been submitted. Aerial photos, they do have just the aerial from the plat map. Economic impact report, residential plan, it's not, they're asking for a waiver as a residential plan, it's not likely to employ 10 or more persons. Toxic and hazardous materials impacts, it's residential use. Natural conditions analysis, we know that's, can't get that, so waivers requested. Waivers requested for the landscape plan, as there's no change to the existing landscape. Open space management plan, there's no open space, a waivers requested. And then models of waivers requested because the architectural plans and photographs are satisfactory to describe proposal. Traffic analysis waiver requested as no significant change to existing residential use. And auto dependency waivers requested as no change to existing residential use. Okay, this is a special use permit. So we will schedule you for the, do you think you can make the September meeting?
No,
No.
but I think we can make October.
October, okay.
I think this one may be one that can actually get through the planning board fairly quickly.
Okay, okay. Yeah. I'll make a motion to schedule this for public hearing for October 25th.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you very much.
Okay, the second application of the evening is Blue Dory Resorts, Inc., Plot 6, Lot 140, fire number 61 Dodge Street. Application by Ann Law for a variance from sections 113, construction of a dormer to add life safety stair improvement. Hi.
Sort of a bit of a package that maybe organized.
Just
with
more
practice.
To,
It's the same material that we submitted electronically.
yeah,
Sure. So it's the same materials we submitted electronically. We believe it was placed in the mail, but there seems to be a gap between what our records show were placed in the mail versus what is maybe a part of your package.
okay, that would be great because I had a question about the package that we had in our file. So this is,
Yeah,
this is.
you'll see, there's first is the full survey printed out larger. Second, you have a copy of the application with the section of relevant code attached to the back of it. You also have the determination from the building official that it's pre-existing legal non-conforming. And another package that shows sort of what the proposal actually is about. We received approval from Historic, applied for a building permit, and a part of the building permit application, it was determined that we required a dimensional variance because the dormer increases floor area. So as a result of the increased floor area, we're here, there's no change in footprint to any of the buildings. It's just for the dormer as displayed. I think probably most accurately in this image.
Yeah.
Is most helpful. But it is up against the
Do
setback.
you have this filled out someplace else in the packet? that-
Yes.
Oh, you don't have. That was not emailed, Dylan,
It wasn't
table.
attached?
Yes, the additional table of information. Number 6, 7, 8, and 13 are answered. Here.
What's that in what packet?
The front sheet is the
Okay,
application.
so.
Yes, it's attached to the back.
Okay, so it's just a scan. Okay, that's, or it's in the new material you just submitted.
Yes, they
Okay.
have it, yes.
We
So
still need
Karen
this
does
filled out.
not have it, yeah.
This needs to be filled out with it. We need you to fill out what all these, the existing and proposed. We know nothing's changing. We still need to see this and we could show you an example with helps of the one that is filled out. Just,
Sure,
if you can get it to us 10 days prior to hearing,
no problem.
it shouldn't be difficult to fill out. Okay,
Was this requested by the state fire marshal?
The one of the original causes was to improve fire safety at the cottage. So that drove sort of the original application. We didn't get to not the variance actually being requested by the state fire marshal, but the variance request was triggered through our building permit application.
Okay, the building permit application was triggered by the fire
I-
marshal
I-
requesting.
Was it originally a fire marshal? No.
I didn't see anything in the file on
Okay.
that.
No.
It's just, I want to put a staircase in for fire safety.
That was my understanding of the origin of the project. There was a fire safety issue related to the staircase, and then the dormers were needed for your minimum height in order to actually use the structure. So I believe the physical alterations to the structure are a need to meet the fire code.
Okay, so in the hearing, if you could bring the fire code stuff, you know, that you have to meet, and that's why.
Okay.
If you want to prove a hardship, that's the best way to do it.
Okay, does anybody have any questions?
The reason it's here is because it's on the property line.
It's
or
right.
it's-
Can't get any
One
closer to your
foot.
property line.
Right,
so
right,
that's-
right.
that's why I'm here
They're
for this
jammed
application.
into the corner. Good, I'm just gonna write on top of here, that this is the one that was received.
Yes.
This was included earlier. Have we had this for a while? I couldn't find the.
I believe there's been a couple iterations of this. And so I'm hopeful to get it across the finish line.
Okay, I will make a motion to schedule this to the September 27th meeting. People,
Second.
any discussion? Anything else anybody wants to see? All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Great.
Thank you very
See
much.
September.
Could we just give Judith a packet of what, or is only one copy?
No, everybody just got it. Got a copy. Everybody just got a copy. I'm gonna-
No?
You're on the email. You're on the chain.
Is that when you were having all your email issues though? That was,
I'll just forward it to you.
Well, you want this paper copy that they're sending?
I think the paper copies.
He just submitted.
but the one you just passed out, that's. Yeah, that's the most updated, yeah. Okay, we have decisions. Does anybody have notes on a decision for Corneck Road LLC? Excellent.
We just, make sure that Judith has the material for the Blueberry.
Yes, she does.
Do I have the building
Here.
plans?
Give her a,
That's all I'm looking for. I saw the site plan. I don't see the dormer.
the dormer is in that packet that,
is?
that, it should be. He showed it to us.
Well, I just want to make sure before.
It was in that packet and it was in your additional. emails.
the additional emails, but.
It's in the packet that you got that has the certificate of appropriateness is the first page.
That's what you want. I searched today and I did not find, but.
So they,
Robbie,
but this
Take
this packet is
Okay.
new and we haven't seen this packet.
Okay, thank you much. I'm not.
Can I just send this down, just to make sure? Send that down.
I like paper.
Thank you kindly.
Okay,
So I have some notes on the health line application. We ready?
great. Yeah, just make sure you use the microphone.
Yeah. I move to approve the application by Celeste Helterline for a special use permit for construction of an accessory dwelling unit on plat 2, lot 2-3 under section 401 and sections 503 D1 and D2. I make the following findings of fact in support of the decision. Number 1, section 503 provides for creation of accessory dwelling units by right and by special use permit. An ADU up to 1,200 square feet of living area and a maximum of 3 bedrooms is permitted by right, provided all other standards of section 503B are met. An ADU that exceeds those standards must apply for a special use permit. 2, section 503D1 allows living square footage up to a maximum of 1,500 square feet upon granting of a special use permit. 3, section 503D2 provides for relief from living floor area requirements and other requirements upon granting of special use permit, subject to the specific finding that the development is consistent with the purpose of this section and the scale, use, and siting of the proposed accessory dwelling unit or units is harmonious with the surrounding land use and development pattern. That's in quotes. It is this board's opinion that the applicant has demonstrated that the proposed ADU meets the specific criteria under D2 and section 401. 4, applicant's exhibit 2 is a site plan by South County Survey dated May 8th, 2023, showing the 3.14 acre lot, the location and size of all existing buildings, and the proposed ADU building. Lot lines and zoning setback lines for the RA zone are shown along with topography, driveway, and OWTS location. There are 4 structures currently on the lot, a principal dwelling, a garage, and 2 sheds. All buildings existing and proposed meet the 50-foot setback requirement. The existing lot coverage is 1.89% for the principal dwelling and 2.54% for all buildings. The applicant proposes 2 changes. The north shed will be removed and the proposed ADU will be constructed near the existing garage. The resulting total lot coverage is 3.67%, which is lower than the maximum of 4% allowed in the RA zone. The proposed new ADU structure is sited appropriately on the lot as it is clustered with the existing dwelling and garage on the south end of the lot, preserving a large area of the lot as undisturbed open space. Further, the 2 dwellings are served by a common driveway, creating the feeling of a single residential compound. The resulting total lot coverage is 3.67 compared to the maximum 4% allowed in the RA zone. The proposed new building is sited appropriately on the lot. I think this is duplicated. The proposed new building is sited appropriately on the lot. It is clustered with the existing dwelling and garage on the south end of the lot, et cetera, et cetera. This is duplicated. Okay. So I'll scratch that out before I send the copy to Jen. Number 5, applicant's exhibit 3 is a 7-page set of architectural plans by architect Carl Sauerbrey, showing elevations and floor plan for the proposed ADU. The overall style of the house is a dormered cape. Building height is shown at 24.7 feet, 24 feet 7 inches above natural grade. 25 feet is allowed for accessory buildings in the RA zone. The floor plan proposed by the applicant is for a family home with 1,704 square feet of living space, 3 bedrooms, and a small office. Number 6, the purpose of section 513 is served by this application as the intended occupant is a member of the applicant's family. Both the occupant and the owner of the property have established businesses on the island. No seasonal rental is intended. Number 7, the applicant considered an alternative architectural plan, applicant's exhibit A, featuring a smaller ADU with a separate building for the office. The alternative plan could be built by right. The board finds no meaningful difference between the alternative plan and the proposed plan, except that the occupant would have to go outdoors to reach his office. While the alternative plan would allow the applicant to build the ADU by right, it is not the most appropriate design in terms of cost or normal patterns of daily family and work life for an island resident. Number 8, the planning board issued an unfavorable advisory, but stated that the application met their standards for approval with the exception of square footage of living area. Planning board further stated that the unfavorable advisory is contingent upon zoning board interpretation of the zoning ordinance and that their opinion is otherwise favorable. Number 11, the town's comprehensive plan states that in many ways, housing on Block Island is the community's most important and pressing issue. The availability and affordability of housing is critical to maintaining a year-round island community and strong local economy, end quote. Section 503 of the zoning ordinance states that the purpose of this section is to create housing opportunities through the provision of rental housing for year-round residents. The applicant's proposed ADU provides housing for one year-round island family. 12, the application meets the general criteria for special use permits set forth in section 401. Specifically, the proposed use and structure is appropriate for the site and is compatible with adjacent buildings in form, placement, and design. All buildings relate harmoniously to the terrain and to existing buildings in the vicinity. The scale, height, bulk, and proportions of the proposed building, including its design, roof style, facade openings, architectural style, and detailing and building materials are visually and dimensionally compatible with the surrounding area. The proposed building will not adversely affect the established physical and visual pattern of land use and will not have adverse effects on island and neighborhood character. No serious hazard to pedestrians nor to landward or seaward vehicles and users is proposed. An adequate new OWTS will be installed for the ADU. No negative impact to natural resources is proposed. The proposed accessory use is consistent with the purposes of the zoning ordinance. The RA zone consisted with the New Shoreham Comprehensive Plan, specifically as it relates to addressing the problem of providing year-round housing. Okay, so then this is the required finding. The proposed uses and structures will not cause a degradation of the quality of surface or groundwater. The submitted site plan shows the elevation of the proposed building at 108 feet above sea level and located in the FEMA flood zone X area of minimal flood hazard. No wetlands are shown on the plan. Ground disturbance will be limited to excavation of the foundation for the ADU. Conditions, the ADU must be constructed in substantial accordance with the submitted building and site plans and in strict conformance with the 1,704 living square footage proposed. And number 2, a new OWTS will be installed.
Second.
Any questions, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Who, does anyone recuse or anyone? Mark, you were not at the hearing, is that correct?
Which one, Kenny?
No, for
this,
for Health July.
Last meeting.
It was the last meeting. You weren't at the last meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, the final hearing of the evening. Oh, 2 more decisions. Are we doing? You want to hold off on Kenny, correct?
The Kenny decision, that's up to,
I am recused from that, so I can't.
okay, I
speak
think,
to it.
Wasn't here. So I talked to our attorney ahead of time. And she, I did a decision, she gave me some good ideas to put in for the following conditions. We can go forward with it. So it's really kind of up to us, what we want to do. You know what I mean?
This is with respect to the letter from Jeremiah about.
Correct. Yeah, so I mean, real quick, I just put in the restriction, the condition that the survey plans must delineate Ocean Avenue as a state road with width 30 feet. To show that the proposed parking does not extend into the state road. You know, so I mean, it's up to you guys what you want to do.
I'm comfortable adding that as a condition and going ahead and doing the decision.
Okay.
the other thing is you could wait until after the planning board renders their decision. Because they'll have the opportunity to talk about that letter from Jim
Would you
Jeremiah.
advise that?
Oh, it's up to you, or you could ask Karen, the solicitor.
I asked Karen too. She
Okay.
said it's up to us.
Okay,
The hot potato.
If we held off on it, it would slow down.
No.
no, they still have to go to the planning board for public hearing September 7th or September 13th. So your meeting is 2 weeks later.
So it's 2 weeks.
I mean, as there are parking requirements that have to be considered,
But it
wouldn't we
should-
rather see the site plan?
It
you
should
know.
be incorporated into your decision as like. As well, because you received the plan, the landscaping plan that shows the parking at the hearing. So no one had a chance to review it.
Why don't we just hold off? If we're not 100%
Yeah,
certain, just
yeah.
hold off.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything.
We can make a dumb decision and then, you know,
Okay,
all right, cool.
Okay,
So I'll put that on the agenda for September 27th.
Yeah, I just emailed you the decision too.
Okay.
okay. So the next decision is Clifford and Caroline Moskowitz, plat 8, lot 115. I have some notes on that. I move to approve the application by Caroline and Clifford Moskowitz, 279 AB Dodge Lane, plat 8, lot 115, for a variance from sections 113C and 306C for an existing single family to be demolished and a new single family dwelling to be constructed, thus requiring a dimensional variance for lot coverage and front setback under 113C non-conforming buildings and 306C RA zoning. This motion is based on the following findings of fact. Ordinance section 706A states that a variance is intended to relieve a property owner from undue hardship resulting from the literal enforcement of the provisions of this ordinance. The property has a lawful prior existing non-conforming single-family dwelling use and a second single-family dwelling use located in the structure referred to as the barn. The property is a lawful prior existing non-conforming lot of record in the RA zone. The property has a zoning certificate certifying the legal nonconformity dated July 26, 2023, which is applicant's exhibit number 4. The existing structure to be demolished currently sits 13.1 feet from the north or front property line. 50 feet is the required setback in the zone. The building meets its setback requirements on all other 3 sides, as shown on applicant's exhibit 1, the site plan. The proposed new structure will not further encroach on the northern property setback or other setbacks. The footprint of the existing house to be demolished is 1,148 square feet. The proposed new footprint will be reduced to 1,112 square feet. The total building lot coverage is currently 1,839 square feet. The proposed new building and the barn building will have a reduced total building lot coverage of 1,803 square feet. The building lot coverage will reduce from 5.6% to 5.5%. 4% is required in the RA zone. The applicant, through counsel, testified that the new structure could not be moved further into setback conformance due to the topography of the land, the location of the septic, and the relocation of the barn. Moving the new building into a conforming location will result in the applicant suffering more than a mere inconvenience. The applicant's witness, Mark Tilson, offered expert testimony that renovating the existing structure was not feasible due to the state of the existing foundation and modern building code requirements on renovations exceeding 50% of the building footprint. The existing structure has very low ceilings on both floors with a total building height of, and I could not find that anywhere. The proposed new structure will have an overall height of 28.6 feet. 32 is permitted in the RA zone, which is, and that's building plans applicant's exhibit number 3. The total number of bedrooms on the property will be reduced from 5. The total number of bedrooms on the subject building will reduce from 5 to 4. The hardship from which the applicant, and will not expand the non-conforming use, excuse me. The hardship from which the applicant seeks relief is due to the unique characteristics and the pre-existing conditions and building locations of the subject property. Based on this, the hardship from which the applicant seeks relief is due to the unique characteristics of the subject land or structure and not to the general characteristics of the surrounding area, and is not due to a physical or economic disability of the applicant. 2, the hardship sought is to be avoided is not the result of any prior action by the applicant and does not result primarily from the desire of the applicant to realize greater financial gain. 3, the granting of the requested variance will not alter the general character of the surrounding area or impair the intent of the purpose of the zoning ordinance or the comprehensive plan upon which the ordinance is based. 4, the variance requested is the least relief necessary to remove the hardship to the applicant. And 5, the hardship that will be suffered by the owner of the subject property if the dimensional variance is not granted amounts to more than a mere inconvenience. This approval is subject to the following stipulations. The new building must be built in strict conformance with the building and site plan submitted at exhibits 1 and 3. And this variance shall expire after maximum of 12 months from the date of approval unless a building permit has been issued and the construction has begun and is being diligently pursued to completion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, We have minutes from the July 26th meeting. Has everybody had a chance to read those over?
Yes.
I have one correction.
Yep.
She's gone Penny. So I made that.
Okay. I didn't catch that. Good. Oh. You know, it's so funny when I read that, I was reading it as the application stage because I opened the application. I say I accept the application. Okay. So with that change, any other changes? I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the July 26th meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And I will make a motion to adjourn. All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
He went to go sit some trash.
Thank you, Karen.
Tomorrow.